capturing data in the field, well, is no longer the hard part. The hard part is how we are going to actually process it and turn it into something usable that we can work with quickly and reliably. So this session will be exactly about closing that loop. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to the stage our second speaker from Trimble, Piotr Strzelecki. Piotr.
Hey, hello everyone. Thank you very much. Can I get a clicker, maybe?
Yes,
That
absolutely.
would help. So, this is my first time on this presentation. It's just a pleasure to have such a beautiful crowd in front of me. I just learned yesterday, to be honest, how to properly pronounce. It's actually 3 dice. Is it correct? All right, so jumping to my presentation, the title seems to be pretty long, so what I am going to cover is how Trimble envisions the connection in between the physical world and the digital world. How we connect the data from the field to the office, how we connect the office to the field back, and how we use reality capture data, point clouds, and how we use the 3D models here as well. But let me start with a story of our customers, something what we hear for years on how people exchange the data, how they collaborate. So we've got these terabytes of point clouds coming from mobile mapping scanners, terrestrial scanners, LiDARs, and so on and so on. Then we've got the gigabytes of 3D models. And then what happens next with the point cloud to share and actually collaborate? Very often we just create a snapshot, send it by email, and ask, hey, can you please make sure that these valves are placed correctly? And then, if I am a manager, if I am a site manager, am I really sure that the person has really accepted the job? Is the job delivered properly? Or we just use commonly available tools online to share files, right? Is it really a work delegation? Am I sure that I have sent proper data to the proper person in this way? Or imagine a situation that on one side of a country, you're collecting your fragile data of your customer with the point clouds, and then send the USB drive across the country to the office. Is it really secure? Where is the security? Are we sure that we do not really do anything wrong with our end customers' fragile data? I'm not so sure. So on the other hand, we've got a beautiful 3D models design in Office software, having all this database behind attributes and families and so on and so on. And what we see in the end is that we actually do this, right? We still create PDFs, we still create blueprints, and collaborate based on them. Is this really a digital construction? I'm not so sure. So in the end, we end up in a situation like this, or we end up in a situation like this. And by the way, there was no AI used here. Real-time examples, this is something what we have seen on construction sites. So if we have this from our customers, and we also see this in studies, that actually large-scale data very often is collected, used once, and then left somewhere, or deleted and never touched again. It's like 96% of the data is actually never used again. Then all this misinformation, miscommunication that we have on the construction sites, all this, well, to be honest, human is always the biggest error on a construction site. Unfortunately, we are the ones who introduce the errors, and it's estimated that because of the miscommunication, we have around $280 billion spent annually on rework and delays due to a poor communication. So if we have a rework, if we have the delays, it also influences the environment, which you can't forget about, right? So we estimate that around 3% of global carbon emission comes from rework and delays of the projects. So we thought about it. We thought about this idea, about these issues, how to solve the problem, what we could deliver to our customers, how we can help. And we've come up with a solution, which is Trimble Connect. This is a common data environment, a collaboration platform that connects the right people to the right data at the right time with right processes. It's not just a file sharing platform. This is a collaboration platform when you can delegate tasks, you can create teams, assign work based on the most human thing that we can actually use. It's a 3D and visualization. Well, you've already know this number, that we had this question yesterday, so we have daily active users of Trimble Connect. It's more than 30 million people, actually. So it's not just a platform that is sitting dead. It's really implemented on a construction sites. Companies use it, and they really like the solution. So that's our teaser video for Trimble RealityCapture Platform Service, which we actually all call Triceps, which is not allowed, by the way. You can't call it like this, which is an add-on to the Trimble Connect that actually uses the reality capture in the cloud. So let me now walk you through the whole workflow, how we really envision connecting the physical to digital world. So on the one hand side, we've got the field side where we measure, capture, monitor, layout, and do all the things with the data. And on the other hand side, we've got the analytics, reporting, design, planning, and management, which is, let's say, the office and design part of the solution. And Trimble Connect is the platform that connects both worlds. So the portfolio, how it works with our products. First of all, we have this backbone sitting in a cloud, Trimble Connect and Trimble RealityCapture Platform Service that connects the field office and office to field back. Then we will have the field component where you can actually use the scanning total station, terrestrial scanner, SiteVision with LiDAR-based phones, mobile mappers or rail trolleys for scanning, together with their field software. And imagine this, all this field software, they collect reality data and they send this reality data from the office, from the field directly to the cloud. There is no cables, no emails, no other services. field software just sends everything directly to the cloud. If needed, data can be processed in our office software, things like Trimble Business Center, RealWorks, or Guidoscan Office. And this software go to Trimble Connect, take the data from the cloud, and use it there. Well, once we have the surveying deliverables, we can actually do some design, and within Trimble ecosystem, in our portfolio, we have plenty of software that can be used actually for the design. Things like SketchUp, Project Site, Tekla Structures, Quadri. But we imagine that Trimble Connect should be used as an open platform. We don't want to close the environment. We want to have it as something that you can actually implement into your solutions. If you would be interested to write a plugin or use the API to connect, Trimble Connect, let's have this conversation. We have a booth over there, so we can discuss the opportunities. So if we now look a little bit more in details, imagine the situation that we start in a field, we have the X9 scanner that actually collects reality capture data itself. It is a self-calibration scanner in a field, meaning that you will not have to send it for factory calibration. You will not have to spend money on factory calibrations. You will not have to wait a couple of weeks until it comes back from the shop. And then it collects the fully registered, fully colorized, geo-referenced point cloud in an agnostic format, together with your annotations, points, measurements, and send everything from the field directly to Trimble Connect. Or, if you would need, thank you, Yuri, if you would need something smaller scale solutions, you may actually use Trimble SiteVision, that when it's coming with the LiDAR phone, LiDAR-based phone, you can use the phone together with the GNSS system here to scan, for example, the utilities, create the BCF topics, create the ideas, and then send it directly to the cloud as well. So once the data is collected, it's in the cloud, now it's time for collaboration. In Trimble Connect, you can create teams, you can manage users, you can manage delegations, you can manage estimations, you can share your views, you can create BCF topics, you can delegate work, tasks, and as a manager, you can also control who is getting what and where. Once we share the data, we can actually do some design. So you can use, for example, SketchUp or Tekla structures for some steel operations or prefabrication. Or you can use Quadri for your roads, for your corridors, for rail. And, well, we are open, so just go ahead and use your own software. Some of the most known stakeholders in the industry, they already have plugins and connections to Trimble Connect that you can just push-pull data back and forth, for example, from Revit or Autodesk. So we've got the 3D model. Now it's time to come back from the office to the field. So just take your total station, do your setouts, do your layouts, do the stakeout, or use the SiteVision with a tablet, upload your model from Trimble Connect, and visualize actually everything in augmented reality. And a very important thing is that when you have any change with your model, which happens sometimes, that there are updates, there are new versions, in a cloud, in Trimble Connect, our field software will automatically detect it and tell you, hey, there is a change in the model, you should really take the new one and use the new model for your setouts. In this way, we integrate the physical with the digital world, and in this way, we actually eliminate the human error which is coming from the data sharing and the work delegation. Let me just briefly show you a project that I actually have with me on my booth over there. So if you want to see the details, please come, have a look. Let's discuss on the data that we have here. So that's the project from the UK, where we have some orthophoto maps, GIS data imported, rail, roads, bridges, DTMs, many other things. If you just zoom a little bit to the area, I wanted to show you just the last slide, which is a cut through a 3D model together with a point cloud, some annotations, measurements done, and actually the BCF topic created. So work delegation based on your view and delivered to Gregor, which is actually critical. So Gregor now needs to go and do his work. All right, so thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much for your attention and time. If you want to connect on LinkedIn, that's me. I'm just a bit younger over here, but that doesn't. All right, I think we have some time for questions.
Absolutely. Let's give it up for Piotr. Piotr, thank you so much. And we do indeed have questions. Let's put them up on screen, please. And we'll start with the question about the competitions. So how do companies like Trimble see competitors like XGrids enter the market with really powerful tools and low prices whilst charging 30,000 plus on a GNSS device?
Well, we observe the market situation. That's, I think, the best answer to this one.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Do you need, sorry, they're jumping up and down. What is the price for a software?
That would have to be a little bit more detailed. I suppose it depends on the configuration and software that you would like to use and a workflow that you would actually like to use. So, well, you're more than welcome to join our booth. We can discuss this with the dealers. We have our Czech dealer, Slovakian dealer, and actually Polish dealer here on the exhibition, so we can just have this conversation there.
Mm-hmm. Do you need to have Trimble hardware to use the Trimble software? Is it possible to add data from different hardware suppliers in your software?
So when it comes to field solutions, yes, you will have to have Trimble Access, for example, to work with field element of the software. But when it comes to Connect or Trimble RealityCapture Platform Service or any other eco-based pieces of software or creating 3D models, then it's not really requested.
Mm-hmm. Next one. Are the products only for companies or also for personal use? And can I find it on the European market?
Yes, we've got a lot of customers using Trimble Connect and RealityCapture in Europe. It can be used for personal use as well, but to be honest, the target is the organizations.
Mm-hmm. Let's move on to the next one. Simon, it's more of a comment over here. You have to be careful with clouds on models because then you have a cloud cut out in the structure for ventilation.
You have a cloud cut.
Simon, do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, go ahead, Simon. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. We also take care of the trees because sometimes they are blue when you are outside.
All right. Moving on to the next one. Can you use the captured data outside of the software to edit, save local, or share?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And let's take a look at this one. Do you have any discounts for students?
Yeah, Trimble has the university program that we can provide a special solutions for the universities. It's not per person. Let's just say it this way. We should be contacted through the dealer. I mean, your professors, your managers in the university can contact our local sales channel, for example, Geotronics Prague, and then we can have this organized.
Piotr, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Piotr Strzelecki.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Can you pass to the next speaker?